Hey everyone, thanks for the introduction, Stephen. Super excited to be here and be a part of SmartCon #1. And today I'm going to be going over how to become a smart contract developer. So a little about myself. My name is Zak Ayesh. I'm a developer advocate at Chainlink Labs. That basically means I help people have an awesome developer experience while using Chainlink. Followed the Chainlink project since 2017. I've always been a big fan because I found the technology is solving a very important problem that would shape the future of agreements in the internet. So a little bit more detail on my journey into becoming a smart contract developer, just so you know where I came from. I studied mechanical engineering and physics at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. I really love thinking from first principles. I was also a TA for several of the engineering courses while I was there. I really love teaching people the intuition behind the various math and physics concepts while I was TAing, and just kind of seeing that aha moment when people click with a concept. After university, I worked as a mechanical engineer in the automotive industry for a while. I did everything from manufacturing to Six Sigma projects to designing automotive components and doing research and development on the latest technologies and transmissions. So as you can see, it's not exactly too related to the tech industry, aside from a general technical mindset, general soft skills, and some leadership skills. Well, I was actually working as a mechanical engineer in Mexico, doing some Six Sigma projects in a plant, trying to help them improve their quality. And was hearing a lot of buzz around Bitcoin and Ethereum, and a lot of spare time after work to research more. And so I kind of dived down the rabbit hole, as you hear so much. And the more I learned, the more curious I got. And again, I really love to learn from first principles. So dove in and found that it was just such a cool intertwining of various different academic subjects, from computer science to cryptography, statistics, game theory, economics, finance, and more. And it was just so much. It was so intellectually stimulating. And eventually, my studies led me to Chainlink. And I had already accepted that decentralized blockchains and smart contracts had inherent value. And thus, it was an easy leap for me to see value in decentralized Oracle networks. Again, I love that the team was working hard at solving such an important problem and saw an opportunity for myself to become part of an important project early on in his life. So I devoured everything Chainlink related, became an active participant in the community, frequented the Reddit subreddit often. Also researched many other projects in the blockchain space and became active in those projects as well. I actually first interviewed at Chainlink Labs in early 2018, but decided I needed to improve my skills a little bit more and get a little bit more tech knowledge and smart contract experience before I moved on with working at Chainlink Labs. So I made a plan saying, you know what, one day I'm going to work there, and started teaching myself programming, joined a local AI meetup, eventually got a job at Wells Fargo as a full stack developer, and continued self-teaching myself blockchain and Solidity technical concepts. I then became a community advocate for the Chainlink protocol, and eventually landed myself a job as a developer advocate after many interviews at Chainlink Labs. So now I get to combine two of my favorite things, solving technical problems and helping other people. So now I get to build cool and fun projects as part of my job, like the Schrodinger's Cat NFT, which I made, uses the Chainlink VRF to randomly change every time it is transferred. It's really been a fun and rewarding journey. And today I'm going to teach you how to bridge that gap, how to go from no programming knowledge to smart contract developer. And trust me, if I can do it, I know you can do it too. So first, let's go over why become a smart contract developer if you're not already sold. Smart contracts are really poised to revolutionize how the internet works and how we form agreements as a society. A lot of major institutions and governments are really starting to examine smart contracts and blockchain, from the World Economic Forum to central bank digital currencies to celebrities launching their own NFTs. We've had celebrities like LaMelo Ball, Ashton Kutcher, and Eminem launch their own NFT collections. The industry is truly growing at a rapid pace, more than the supply of talent can keep up with. So just to give an example, referencing cryptocurrency jobs at CO, at the beginning of 2021, the average remote salary for a smart contract developer was 145,000 US dollars, which is definitely above average for salaries. Having the feeling that you're making an impact, I think this is super important and probably the biggest reason that drew me to the smart contract and blockchain industry. You really don't feel like you're just another cog in the wheel. You feel like you're building the future and making an impact on the world that will ultimately help humanity. Throughout my career, I worked at various really big organizations, and it was hard to really feel like you were making a difference. But every day I know that I'm helping build something. I think crop insurance is a really cool use case as an example of where smart contracts will eventually make a big impact on the world. Getting access to resources in developing countries where people can't access these resources traditionally. Public goods funding, Gitcoin is an awesome example of that. I think there's a lot of really cool new exploratory areas in the blockchain and smart contract space. So now we're going to talk about beginning with the end in mind. If you've ever read Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, you've heard this phrase, and I think it is super, super important. You need to have conviction when you're going down this path. Working at startups can be very tough, but very rewarding. Working at a smart contract startup can be even tougher, but even more rewarding. Again, the industry is evolving rapidly, even by tech standards. And you really need to have an understanding of many subjects, as well as keeping up with all these latest developments as they come out. If you don't have a passion and desire to contribute to this field, it's going to be really tough to have the motivation to be successful and really thrive. But if you do have that passion and drive, and I know a lot of you do, I really can't recommend a better industry to be in. So we'll go over a little analogy. So this is a Picacho Peak, a mountain that I climbed with some friends in late 2015. And this was from the base of the mountain, looking up at it. I knew we wanted to climb it. I was excited. It was a little daunting. It was known to be a tough hike. And the path up to the peak was very rocky. At some points, we were even going down the mountain. So it really didn't feel like we were making any progress. And at times you may feel a little overwhelmed. I felt a little overwhelmed climbing that mountain. And at times you even felt like you were going to fall off because the path got so small. But at the end, of course, it was totally worth it. The view I got of the Tucson landscape in Arizona was amazing. I love the view. It stuck with me for years. And this is just like your journey going down and becoming a smart contract developer. It's going to be tough. There's going to be times where it feels overwhelming and you're not going to make it. But remember, it's totally worth it in the end. And if you have that conviction, this will stick with you for a lifetime. I also want to talk about picking your favorite companies and protocols. Focus on a couple of companies or protocols that are solving important problems that you're passionate about, and remember those. This is where you're going to aim to work at eventually. Having this goal in mind, I found, helps keep you focused. And so maybe it's like me, maybe you're super passionate about decentralized oracles, or maybe it's blockchain scaling, or DeFi, or insurance, or public good funding. Any of these subjects, pick the ones that you feel the most connected to and keep those in mind. And over time, continue to learn their ecosystems inside and out, read their white papers, understand everything, their core concepts. We'll be coming back to this. Okay, so now let's go down the focus path. So of course, you can't become a smart contract developer without technical skills. So I've kind of laid out a formal path that you can take to learning these technical skills and becoming a smart contract developer. This is really the most thorough way to learn it, not the quickest way. If you wanted to learn it as quick as possible, you could learn OOP #1 and then go straight into blockchain. But I feel like this will give you the strongest foundation going forward and also set you up with transferable skills in case along your journey you decide that this is not for you. While learning these subjects, remember to focus on understanding, not just memorizing anything, and implementing projects that demonstrate your knowledge of all of these various subjects. Make a GitHub repos and make them public so you can show off what you've learned. So the first step is object-oriented programming. A lot of smart contract concepts are based off of object-oriented programming concepts, the 4 pillars. Inheritance and abstraction are used a lot. Of course, do some projects and work. Java and C# are very popular object-oriented programming languages to learn. Develop a basic backend for a system that uses a database, just a simple CRUD app, something that reads and writes data and to a database, and keep it simple. That's really all you need to do, and make sure you're implementing all of those object-oriented concepts. Next is front-end programming. So you're going to want to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, the fundamentals of all front ends, and of course, React. So most decentralized applications on their front ends are programmed using React. Now, I actually come from Angular in my previous job, which is what I was experienced with. And the tooling is being worked on there, but there's a lot of great tooling today for React. So I suggest as a project, you build a React front end. Doesn't have to be blockchain focused, could be non-blockchain. Bonus points if it is blockchain focused, smart contract focused. And, if you're looking for a project today, make a functional copy of one of your favorite websites. It could be anything. It could be the front end to Facebook or Instagram or, one of your favorite blockchain front ends, and just use it as a demo project. Next, some computer science fundamentals. Data structures, algorithms, cryptography, and distributed systems. Understanding computer science will help you understand all of the design decisions that you're going to make when you're making a smart contract. It'll really help you optimize. This can really be done in parallel with most of the next steps. I don't want you to get too caught up with going too deep into any of these subjects. Remember, we want to focus on implementing practical projects, but you all are going to want to have an understanding of these. So make sure you have this basic understanding. And if you need practice with algorithms or data structures, you can always do basic questions and LeetCode, HackerRank, read Cracking the Coding interview, and make public repos for all the problems you're solving. So of course, one of the core subjects, blockchain fundamentals. So first, you're going to want to understand how blockchains work on the back end, because all of your smart contracts are going to be deployed to some sort of blockchain. So you're going to want to understand consensus algorithms and how they work, whether that's proof of work, proof of stake, or even now becoming more popular traditional Byzantine fault-tolerant algorithms. Know the trade-offs between a UTXO and account-based blockchain. And of course, Solidity. Solidity currently is the biggest language used to write smart contracts in the industry. So it's going to be imperative that you know and are very comfortable with using Solidity. Also, as a bonus, you may want to learn layer 2s. So sidechains, state channels, plasma, but really focusing on optimistic rollups and even ZK rollups as they become more important as blockchain scaling becomes more and more prevalent. You'll also want to learn a local development environment. So you can do all of this and you can deploy them with Remix, but ultimately you're going to want to learn something local where you can create tests and really program like a true developer. So you're either going to want to learn Brownie, Hardhat, or Truffle. These are three of the biggest in the Ethereum ecosystem. And when you're making projects, maybe start out with something simple. Start out with making your own ERC20 and ERC721. And make sure you're using one of these Brownie, Hardhat, or Truffle frameworks. It really will go a long way. Next, blockchain middleware. So these are technically optional, but are becoming more and more integrated into the blockchain stack to create anything cool. So two big projects are the Graph, and of course, I'm sure you're all familiar with Chainlink. So try to create a project that utilizes a subgraph from the Graph or a data feed for Chainlink. And finally, dive deep into project-specific tech. Those projects that you're interested in working for. Learn their software inside and out, especially their smart contracts and how they're designed, and help answer technical questions on Stack Overflow and Discord. While you're doing all of these steps, enter hackathons. You can enter hackathons at any time in this path, even before you started step one, for any subject. They don't have to be blockchain-related hackathons. The whole purpose of this is just to learn and network with other people. There's a lot of people who go to hackathons who know nothing, and a lot of teams who need non-programmers to help out. They're a great experience. I myself joined a data science hackathon before I even knew really anything about programming, and learned a lot and made a cool network of connections here in my local city. Also, some specific Solidity and blockchain resources I can recommend you go down when you're learning, when you're at that step to learn these things is, Ivan on Tech and DAP University have great courses, full on taking you zero to hero as a Solidity developer. Stephen Grider has a great Udemy course. Crypto Zombies is a really fun and interactive way to learn smart contracts. Anders Brownworth actually has a great demo on understanding how blockchain works on the back end. It's really short and very interactive. So andersbrownworth.com, or type in blockchain demo on Google and you can find it. And of course, using any of the docs, Solidity docs, Chainlink docs, these are all really important in learning the tech. And as a bonus, in parallel, you can follow a community path as well. Join social media and become active in all the social media channels for your favorite projects. Hold local meetups and network, create content on stuff like Medium, and become an advocate, ambassador, or expert for your favorite projects. It really is a great place to make connections with the team and other like-minded individuals, get access to resources and support, especially if you have technical questions. Like I said earlier, I started as a Chainlink community advocate. And if you already have a presence in the community, these will be super easy to get into. And if there isn't one for your favorite projects, pitch it to them. I'm sure the team will be interested and ecstatic to hear that you're so interested to create a advocate program and hold meetups in your local town. So some closing advice. When you're going on this journey and you get towards the end and you start applying, remember, all general job advice counts. Tailor your resume and LinkedIn. Focus on coding and smart contract projects and what you've accomplished, the things that you've built. Don't focus on applying to every smart contract job out there. Focus on quality. Focus on the projects you really care about. And make sure for each of these, you tailor your application. Include a cover letter and contact the recruiter directly if you can. Be persistent and do not give up after rejection. I got rejected from Chainlink Labs several times before we found a good spot for both me and the company. I think it's really important and says a lot about you as a person if you can continue to be persistent and improve yourself after each rejection. Be cognizant of imposter syndrome. It creeps up in all of us all the time. Everyone is human and flawed. Everyone began where you're beginning. And it's totally possible to go from where you're at right now to a smart contract guru. You don't have to be this savant or anything. And remember, have fun in your journey. You're learning skills that improve your life and be applicable at many jobs. If you find halfway through your journey that that you are not interested in becoming a smart contract developer, these skills can help you out at many places. So thanks for listening. I really wish you the best in your smart contract developer journey. Feel free to reach out to me at any time if you need any advice on becoming a smart contract developer. I love helping people with this. Or really, of course, any Chainlink related questions. I can be reached at my email at zak@chainlinklabs.com or at the Chainlink Discord if you have any Chainlink specific questions. So thanks for listening, and I look forward to talking to you all in the Q&A.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zak. That's always so much fun hearing from you. And I feel very good knowing that the next generation of new smart contract developers has folks like you helping to pave the way and make it easier for them. So it's really good to hear.